What's up, people? Welcome back.
Welcome back to
We
another
are back.
brand new podcast 2022.
22. It's been a while, huh? Busy time of the year.
It's been crazy. Well, Marco's been really, really busy, and I always have to drag his ass to these podcasts, but thank you for giving us the time.
What are we talking about today?
Well, this topic for the day, I'm pretty sure you guys know based on the title, was inspired by a question that I received on my Instagram. Toxic relationships.
Which is not like an easy topic, you know.
No,
You
it's
actually have to be careful because toxic relationship means a lot of things. It can also get ugly as well.
Very ugly. We can't, I guess, really cover what is in
I
toxic
think so.
relationship.
I think we should
because
focus more on the long distance.
long distance, yeah.
Which I think it's easier and it's also, kind of a little bit safer in a way. Toxic relationship can, bring violence and unhappiness.
Being in a toxic relationship can be defined in so many ways that we just have to narrow it down to being in a long distance relationship. Shall we just jump right into it?
Absolutely. Let's get started.
Let's go. For you, what does toxic relationship mean? Or what does it mean for you to be in a toxic relationship?
I think the fact that there is no support, it's probably the most draining thing, because when you are together with someone, you want the other person to support everything that you do. It's pretty challenging when you have someone that doesn't support you.
In any way, shape, or form.
So how about you? What do you feel?
Well, you practically said it, but if you are in a relationship that is mentally draining, then that's toxic. So have you been in a toxic relationship with your exes or anyone?
Well, not really like toxic, but I think my previous relationship
Really?
was kind of difficult.
Which one was this?
That was with the French,
okay.
with the French girl. But I don't think it was toxic. I mean, she was very supportive. But of course, before we broke up, things were yeah, exactly. She got cold, and I was cold as well. So
Maybe you weren't wearing a jacket.
I mean, it can get toxic sometimes, maybe when you are about to break up because things don't work anymore. Was I in a toxic relationship? Absolutely, I don't think so. I never had a relationship where there was violence or not support.
So you've never had a relationship that was like mentally draining for you?
Yeah. I think my previous relationship was mentally draining, especially at the end. But I don't think it was toxic in that way.
So you were kind of like in that position because you guys were cold and you were about to break up.
Exactly. And I wanted to try to understand things, but I couldn't. I don't really think that this is a toxic relationship.
Okay.
If she was, trying to put me down, I would understand. Maybe I would say that was a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was the case.
Lucky
How about you?
Well, honestly speaking, I think all of my relationships were toxic. Mentally, physically, they were toxic. I had an ex that was alcoholic. So that is already toxic because, how do you deal with it when someone is alcoholic?
Well, the thing is, sometimes a relationship can be toxic not because of the relationship itself, but because of
the person.
Exactly, your partner. You just said that, the guy was alcoholic.
Yeah.
So
that brings toxicity. Is that a word? Toxicity. Sorry if that's not a word, but that brings the toxicity in the relationship. It mentally drains you.
It's draining to be with someone who drinks. Come on.
Who drinks, yeah. Sometimes he would want to have sex and, you're not in the mood because he's drunk. For you, it's like he's taking advantage of you because he's drunk. So that is mentally draining.
Also, how do you deal with problems when your boyfriend drinks all the time? You can't really, he doesn't support you. Maybe, you can't really share anything with a guy that is not there mentally. But in this case, I think it's a good point because I think that toxicity can actually be part of the relationship because there's a problem.
Person. Exactly.
Not because there's a problem in the couple, but because someone is not healthy, is drunk, or maybe uses, drugs.
And that's it. My other ex was a drug user.
Oh, wow, man.
That was just
You picked
something.
them wisely, right?
I did. But look where it led me.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Marco he's not alcoholic. He doesn't use drugs. He's just a good boy. But
it's crazy though because there are kids involved. And I think it's crazy to be with someone, to have kids with someone that, brings so much
Yeah.
toxic crap.
That's why it's also draining, because the kids can see, that you two fight a lot. You have these arguments and, their dad is drinking, their dad is not in the right state of mind. So that's why it's also draining, because you have to show them that you're strong because you're their mother.
Like, this is the next level, toxic relation. Like, this is the bad
I'm like
one.
up here.
Yeah, that's true. Like, you are at the really top, because I think violence is probably the worst thing in a couple, because at the end of the day, you don't have to be with someone. No. So if you are with someone and there is violence, then it really means that both of you are in a dark place, because you don't have the strength to leave. He doesn't have the strength to
stop.
Exactly. I think it kind of brings a good point, because yes, a toxic relationship is because maybe someone has problems, is a drunk or whatever. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's also the other partner. Because if you don't leave and you are there and you are accepting all this, then you bring also toxicity into the relationship, because you are not able to fight it.
Maybe I was also toxic.
I think so. Maybe because because you don't have the strength to leave. I mean, at some point you left.
Oh yeah. So let's jump right into long distance relationship toxicity. Toxic relationship doesn't have to necessarily mean just husband and wife. You can be with someone like a boyfriend, or not even a boyfriend, but someone that you're just getting to know.
And there are good signs, that can show if someone is healthy.
Yeah.
Or he is kind of a weird person. It goes for both parties, both right?
Parties,
we don't wanna just always say that the guy is a bad guy. It can happen in a long distance relationship. Yeah, because guys don't think with their brain most of the time.
They think with their head, but the other head.
That's true.
Down there. We're also going to talk about, let's say, the signs of being in a toxic relationship, in a long distance relationship, okay? I received a message on my Instagram, and she was telling me that she's been chatting with this Italian guy, and they're kind of on and off. He would break up with her, and then she would get back with him. It's an on and off thing. And the toxic part about this, when I read it, is when he started to ask for nude pictures. What do you think about it?
Well, I think there is nothing wrong. If you think about it, I don't think it's a bad thing to ask or do sexual things over the phone. Of course, if the reason why you are asking these things is because you want the other person to prove that she loves you, maybe you say, send me these photos because otherwise you don't love me. It's kind of harassing someone, trying to find a way.
An excuse.
Exactly, an excuse, then I think is toxic.
So for you, it's okay to ask?
Not to ask
someone.
But if you are chatting, and you've been chatting for a while, and then something happens while you're chatting, and both parties are absolutely fine with it, I don't think it's a big deal. Of course, if the guy goes like, send me some nude photos, and the girl is like, I don't really want to do that, and the guy goes all over the place, and it's like, oh, you should do that because otherwise you're not good. We're not good in a long distance relationship. Like, these are not the things that should support a long distance relationship.
How about this example? If, let's say, you've been chatting, all right, and then you both like each other. He goes to the Philippines, you guys meet each other, spend a month together, and then he goes back to his country and then asks for a nude picture. Well, that's a totally different situation.
I think so. I think it's different if you meet up, but I don't think you're formulating the question in the right way. It's not the guy that asks for nudes. Like, for me, it's fine if it happens together.
But what if it's only the guy that's asking?
If the guy asks and the girl is like, I don't want to do it, and the guy just keep harassing her, that's a big sign that
it's
the
toxic.
guy is, there are definitely problems.
So what if the guy says, but I came to the Philippines to see if it would work out,
but I don't think that should be the reason why. I think
she has to send.
Yeah, I think asking for nudes is always weird. So if it happens because you are doing it together, it's one thing.
It's kind of, for me, I don't know why. I don't know why guys ask this. Not unless you work for OnlyFans, then go ahead and send your nude pictures. But if you guys, I don't know.
It's, to be honest, I find it weird.
It's a weird thing.
I never asked for nudes, like never.
Really? Really?
stupid. Come on, you can't say that in front of a camera, man. Come on. No, this is off the video. Did I ever ask you send me some nudes?
No.
Oh, that was stupid.
No, Marco's never asked me for a nude.
You're not putting this on video.
Oh, okay.
I'm blushing.
Have you ever asked for a nude?
No.
From anyone?
Not really.
That is definitely a red flag, okay?
Yeah, I think
for
so.
me, yeah. If
I
it's
mean,
only
nudes,
one-sided,
it's just like stupid. I think
yeah. I mean, if you
shouldn't-
want nude, go on OnlyFans or something. Go on a
true.
porn site or something.
That's
You
true.
don't have to ask this. It's for me as a woman. Like the girl that sent this, you don't even have to ask me if it's okay because it depends on you. If you have respect for yourself, don't
you
send
already
it.
know.
You already know for yourself. You don't have to ask me these questions because you should know. Are you comfortable sending nude pictures? If you're not, then that's the answer. Okay, another message. When the guy says, I love you, and then the girl starts to tell her feelings towards the guy, and then the guy says, oh, I don't feel the same. I'm not ready to be in a relationship. What does that mean? Why'd you say I love you?
I have no idea. Sometimes people are weird, especially in long distance. Man, it's like
Long
you see
distance
so
is
many weird
crazy.
stuff. Okay, if the guy disappears for weeks and then he comes back, it's weird.
Yeah.
If the guy says I love you and then yeah, but I don't love you anymore, like 3 days after, it's weird. If the guy says that he wants to marry you, and then you never really met or you talk for like 3 days, it's weird.
It's weird.
I understand that a girl from the Philippines wants to dream that this is something happening to her, but you just
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta
You have
open
to
your
be
eyes and you
careful.
have to be honest to yourself. It's weird.
That's a problem with us Filipinas. I'll be honest, okay? That is a problem with a lot of Filipinas where, how do you say in English? We are very fragile. Marupok tayo eh. Just a little bit of, you know, like treating you like a princess and hearing the words you've never heard before from your Filipino boyfriends. You fall into it. You fall into that deep well. You just want to forever stay there. That whatever they say, whatever they want you to do, you do it.
If the girl is clear and the guy's like, oh, can you send me some nudes? So if you want to play along, it's fine. But if you really at some point believe that a guy that you've been talking to for 3 days is going to marry you, like, you know, just open your eyes. It can happen.
Yeah, we have to wake
But-
up. Girls, wake up.
Wake up.
Let's not be stupid about this.
That's true.
And another thing, like another red flag is what like Marco said. If they are not consistent in messaging you and communicating with you,
Oh, yeah.
that's a big red flag already. Stop chasing
People
them.
disappear. Like if the guy disappears, is like, and then he comes back 3 weeks after. Well, he was probably chatting with someone else.
So these are questions you don't need to ask me or anyone because that's exactly it. You know, if they don't want to message you, they're not going to message you, and that's exactly what's happening. They're not messaging you. Marco, when I met Marco online, because we met through a dating app, he messaged me one time and he disappeared for a week. But then he messaged me again, and ever since then, we never stopped messaging each other, ever.
True, we never stopped one day.
No,
we never,
not one day.
yeah.
It's all about
And
consistency.
we never argued.
No. Well, we did sometimes, but
Because you're weird. But
because I asked for nude pictures. How do we know that you're not in a toxic relationship long distance wise?
if you slowly get to know the person, if the person open up with you and he has a Facebook page that you can share, that's a really good thing. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people,
That he has a
it's like,
life.
I don't have Facebook, and then it's like weird. If he introduces friends and families, even on the phone, even with photos, if he doesn't disappear for weeks and then he comes back and he asks you to, you know, get married, it's kind of weird stuff. Have to be consistent. And I guess
Consistency.
you kind of know if you like someone and you want to keep going.
But that's the thing, because it's hard to be in a long distance relationship and believe the things that people say.
That's the reason why it takes time.
It's hard to trust words.
That's
just
why it
words.
takes a lot of time, and it shouldn't be a problem for a guy to share stuff. If you like someone and you want to be honest with this person, you have like a normal life. You shouldn't really have any problem sharing your Facebook account or your Instagram account just to show to the other person that you're real. What I'm just saying is that over time, like it takes time, you know, it takes months of chatting and getting to know the other person. And then you also, you know, Filipino girls, like you got to be honest as well, because you also sometimes are full of crap. So
In
I
what
guess,
way?
I don't know. Well, you do have, you know, come on.
Have you been with a Filipino who's full of crap?
Yeah, I've been with some weird,
Filipino?
yeah, weird trash. You know when it's right because it
No,
feels
that's
right.
true.
Come
That's
on.
true. We have this instinct. I mean, us girls, we have this instinct. Follow it. You have to trust it.
So last but not least, Can you heal a toxic relationship?
It's hard through long distance, because if you feel that you already see toxic signs, you see these toxic red flags, it's hard to trust that person again.
Well, you were in 2 toxic relationships.
No, I'm talking about long distance. I'm talking about long distance relationships.
But in your case, like you weren't able to fix it.
No. Kind of saw them as hopeless people. Like there's no way that these people will change.
Do you think you can ever heal a toxic relationship?
Anything is possible.
Maybe if you open up, maybe if you talk,
Exactly. Communication, I think, is really important, which I did not have before because I just kind of let things happen. Didn't let them know what was on my mind, what I felt about what they were doing. So I guess that was my fault as well because I didn't really open up because I never had the position to open up.
In the end, you can heal a toxic relationship.
Yes, you can.
If you talk, if both of you can be healthy about it. Not the easiest thing. Sometimes it's just better to let go, I guess.
Like what I did?
Yeah.
And it'll lead you to the right person.
Exactly. Don't be scared to change. Sometimes,
Yeah.
I mean, you know you. If you think that it's impossible to fix, just move on. And it's better to do it quickly so that you save time and jump in something else. And then that's
Jump on someone else.
Jump on someone else. Otherwise, just have fun. At least, if you're not serious, just have fun.
Just have fun.
Just know that it's weird, but at least you enjoying it in that moment. Just don't put your mind, just the false expectations, and that's
hurt.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Expectations hurt, so don't expect anything. And that's it.
Cool. It was nice to see you again.
It was
Madame.
nice to see you again,
Good.
too.
Nice to see you.
I will
Alright,
see you
I'll
around.
in the other room.
Thank you guys for watching our podcast for the day. If you guys have any other comments, requests on videos, let us know by commenting on the below.
Yes.
We'll see you guys on the next video. Bye for now.
Ciao.